Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ukir tribe, where we are currently trying not to freeze to death on our new snowy island that we have found. We've been here for a little under a generation and this is the first time that snow has poured down from the skies. So this would be very exciting for our Ukir tribe, who have passed on legends of snowy lands for so long amongst each other, and this is finally the first time that they're actually like rolling around in a lot of snow, and snow is falling from the sky and not just on a few little spots down over here, which is the only other bit of snow these creatures have ever seen. But we've run into some unexpected problems. It turns out the absolutely beautiful armored body that we have been able to give the vast majority of the Ukir tribe is not very well suited for survival in the snow. We're actually freezing to death, which is a little bit of a problem for poor Izumi over here, who last I checked was pretty darn frozen, and I think he's okay now. Did we luck out because we went away for a little while and came back? We may have lucked out. But yes, many of our creatures were suffering from being frozen last we left off, so we need to see if that happens again. Is that koi fish conveniently dead? No, I don't know. Maybe. It looks like the koi fish is flipped upside down. We'll try eating it. Let's see if Riri... Yes! Alright, so Riri is able to snag some of that koi fish. Very nice. Alright, but other than trying not to freeze to death, we are beginning to see the stories evolve and weave themselves into each of our tribe members once more, which actually made a vast majority of you guys so much happier than I realized it would. I didn't realize you guys missed some of those gentle little stories that we're able to have with each different member of our tribe. I'll try not to linger on them too long for those of you who that just twist into pretzels, but I was really touched at how so many of you really love the way that Tagir over here is stepping up to the plate to be able to take care of his sister Lily, who we're saying is his sister because they share identical immunity genes, and he's also helping out Anari here, who happens to be unexpectedly pregnant due to that rogue who was wandering somewhere nearby. There he is. So this guy over here has gotten these two lovely ladies unexpectedly pregnant. Maybe it was some sort of whirlwind romance and he didn't own up to his half of the bargain of sticking around to help them build a nest and take care of the ensuing babies. So I think that this is going to be really cute just to see what Tagir is going to do, and I definitely think that he and Inari might have a romance coming on up. So where should they settle down to have their nest? We do know that there's this nice tree over here and it has a nice little permanent nest currently occupied by bones of our ancestors, but maybe that's a good thing sometimes. And I don't think there's actually any other trees over here. No, there's one tree way over there, but we've got a different group there. And there is one permanent nest up here, actually. And we did just have Zune's mate pass away. Zune over here decided to go with the most reliable possible mate that he could find. Oh, and there's actually two permanent nests here. So maybe Zune helping out a little bit while he raises his two sons, Kuchi and Ronukir. Oh, Ronukir, you need a new name, don't you? All right, let me grab my little name list because Ronukir definitely needs a new name. But maybe they can go and live with that group then. So, all right, let's see. And we've got, let's scroll around. I love collecting your guys' names. I definitely need to gather up a fresh batch too. Let's go with Ithi. That's actually a pretty cool name. All right, so little Ithi, who's sitting with the bones of his mother. Oh, look at the snow. Why is this so beautiful? I have no idea. It should be sadder because he's sitting with the bones of his mom, but the snow is just coming down and it's super peaceful. And where did Ithi go? Oh my gosh, our tribe has gotten a little bit big again, hasn't it? Is that Ithi? Okay, there's Ithi. So his mother was Koana, who was one of the last remaining females who traveled across the islands to this land. And Zune decided that rather than take on a younger mate, he wanted to have an older mate who was experienced with raising babies because he thought that seemed like a really smart idea. And let's move over here to protect this son of ours. But he thought, taking an experienced female who knew how to raise babies would be a smart idea for himself. Let's scooch over here and then we can kick the tree and gather up the nuts with Sumi here, who's helping out his brother Zune. So I think that we're going to have Tagir encourage the ladies. He's like, hey, there's a couple nests up here. And we'll have Anari jump up and rest with him over here. And we'll have Lily kind of complain about it like, you guys, but she'll work her way up to this permanent nest. And we'll try to raise all of these guys together. Maybe even send Izumi and Sumi exploring over here. That's kind of funny that they have similar names too. All right, and then over here, we actually have Hyla, who has been very diligently, collecting a lot of resources for a very long time, and I think that Hyla is kind of eyeing up a beer and thinking maybe he might make a good mate. We do want to keep some purebred armor body cracker jaw hammertail creatures in our family line after all, even though we are messing around with some new genetics that we'll look at in just a second. Zoro, I'm gonna have him go ahead and do a little bit of digging. I'm glad to have some digger's paw, and we're still working with our new genetics, these gigantic moose antlers, which we've been playing with a little bit. Moose has been having many children, and I think he's quite proud of his brood. They're all just sort of stumbling and crashing over one another. Oh, Nikki's about to pass away, like right up here at the top of this little mountain. Oh, that's gonna be so sad, but Moose will watch over their child, Dooku. Okay, Dooku needs a new name, clearly. And Dooku's new name is going to be Bardo, which I think we've used a variety of before, but there we go. He does look kind of like a Bardo, doesn't he? And then we've got, then we have Tata. I forgot that you were reborn last time, buddy. And Bullwinkle, which pleased many of you. So we're going to see what kind of life Bullwinkle will live, being the child of our squirrel, Riri, and Moose, the moose. So that will be exciting. And then we've got a little brother with Neo over here. And then we have Lanuka. And what am I going to do with you, Lanuka? Why are you up here? I think she's up here to be like courting Moose. Oh, that's right. I think Lanuka got up here to court Moose. And somebody said Emmy, breed Emmy. Somebody said it was really important to breed Emmy with somebody else. Not Emmy and Jakos. Emmy and someone else. I should probably go through. Emmy has a gene, I think it's immunity C, that I was told is super important. Wait, Zune, was it you? No, not Zune. No, D. I think it was Azumi. All right, so I think Emmy and Azumi are supposed to have a romance. Yep. And then we can pass on that immunity C. So we're going to get Emmy. She's going to start thinking this is a little crowded. And we'll have her explore right over the top of the mountain. How about that? There we go. We'll get her moving up there. Oh my goodness, so much going on. All right, and Reina. Don't even remember what I'm doing with you right now, Reina, but I think you can jump down here. And these two aren't really that agitated about this predator. I mean, he can't do anything to them, so I think they're just looking at him. But that would be dangerous for Takel and Doe, who are actually the creatures we're going to try breeding those moose horns in with, because they happen to have a perfect set of opposing immunity genes, high fertility on Takel, and they both carry a recessive armored body, cracker jaw, horns, and hammertail. So we want to try to get those precious prehistoric genes back in the family, but you guys know about that by now. So we're gonna have Doe and probably her brother Neo, and we'll have Takel. They'll start chasing the bunnies down the side of the mountain. Moose would probably be a little concerned, but he figures, hey, he's got a whole bunch of kids. If a few of them wander off, I get the feeling he's not that concerned about it. I think that Riri is probably really possessive of her child Bullwinkle, so we'll have to see what she decides to do with him. And maybe Lacuna, was Lacuna coming down here? She watched somebody, who was it that watched Jakos run by? Was that Lacuna? No, it must not have been Lacuna. Was it Reina? Not Reina. We had a romance building up, but I don't remember with who. Oh, was it with Nikki? No, not Nikki. Was it with Emmy? Who knows? Who knows? There was a romance coming, but I have way too much of the immunity D, and we have enough kids anyway. Jakos, just sit over here with your beautiful black Rosie, who has just given birth to Messiana, who we should probably give a different name to. What's a kind of a cool maybe, let's see. There's Night, but we're looking for something that sort of goes with, how about, sorry, I'm trying to find a cool name that you guys have suggested that might go with the night, but we're just going to go with Zenta. I like Zenta. That sounds very pretty. And I have to admit, I am rapidly becoming a huge fan of our black stripe, black And like black ramhorn, the black-bodied creatures with green eyes. There's something really beautiful about them. Reina is also one of them. So Zinta, we might save Zinta to send on to the next island to explore too. And then I think that Tadai and his brother and Andragorius were just spending a little bit of time poking at these crabbits, if I remember correctly. So maybe they can gather up some crabbit food. They fear nothing after all. All right, and let's see what's over here. A little crabby eating a nut back here. All right, sorry about the settling in slowdown. It takes a minute to kind of wiggle through all of these creatures. There's just so many of them. There's a few... there's not really anything to collect, so I think everybody else will just kind of sit where they're at. I think Moose thinks his only job is making sure he has lots of kids. He's a little bit of a silly guy that way. All right, so let's see. We've got some females on the nest. Let's go ahead and have some babies. Oh, dear. That's some snow. That's some snow starting to pile up, or should I say, oh, moose. All right, let's see. And we've got a new rogue baby, a little baby boy. Let's give him a pretty fun name. Good grief, I really need to keep my name list out for a little longer. Let's go with Tuvok, which is actually from a fellow... There we go. We're going to name you Tuvok, little one, and you're going to be very wise. And that's actually from Voyager. And if you guys are Voyager fans too, please speak up in the comments, because that is one of my all-time favorite series ever, Star Trek Voyager. So Anari, and here's the cold. The cold has come back, so it's going to start affecting everybody. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, there we go. Now Anari's feeling warmed up. And then Tuvok is feeling warmed up. Tigir is happy because he's hanging out with his brother. And I think that he and Anari aren't going to waste any time. They're going to have a little bit of a romance that didn't result in anything. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Lily is not in the mood for romance. She's in the mood to jump into a nest. So we're going to send her up here. And then Azumi, can I get him? Oh, Azumi just ran into the rogue. I think that little Kusi probably wants... Oh, there we go. Kusi just found a really cool... koi fish just waiting for him. You know what? I don't know if he's that interested in you, Rogue. I don't think Azumi... I don't think he's your type. I don't think you're his type, more to the point. Let's see. And we're going to keep Sumi here. His son is too cold to move. Poor little Ithi. And we'll just have to collect up some of these nuts. Let's see. Is Ithi close enough to a bunch of the creatures to stay warm? We're going to have everybody huddle up over here, and we'll try to get Azumi over to the family. Or at least 3 creatures over to Azumi. So maybe... Kusi can wander over. Would Zune let his son wander over, though? And they might start exploring over here. But to what end? It's just kind of empty over there. Maybe we're gathering under the family tree, quite literally, and trying to stay warm under its branches. That'd be kind of cool if instead of like these nut trees, this was a bigger pine tree. I think there's one lone pine tree over here. But imagine if you could have just like one really big one that sort of provided a tiny bit of snow protection, but also attracted some of the Arctic ram foxes. That would be kind of cool. All right, we don't have any snow over on this area, which is pretty useful. So, however, we do have some cold. So let's go ahead. Zoro's gonna jump over here. He's not messing around. He wants to stay nice and warm. Yaminka also wants to stay nice and warm. And then I think Hyla wants to stay nice and warm. And we're gonna have her gather up some nuts. And then we can gather up this nut, kick the tree. All right, you can kick the tree, sir. Dang it, and the nut is way over there. And we can at least scooch over here, and everybody is still warm because we're keeping them huddled in at least a group of 4, which is a good thing. So we're huddling up for warmth this time. All right, and Black Rosie, we'll scooch her over here and let her start clearing away some spots, and her mate is going to be busy clearing some spots. And then I think Reina is going to insist that it is a little bit cold for this nonsense. And Lena, what are you doing? What's the point of poking this big carnivore? Too bad we're not using the update where we can have carnivore babies, but that'll be over with the epigenetics tribe that we're gonna have later today too, so keep your eyes out for that. And the babies, I'm a little bit worried about the babies, and I feel like Lacuna would be worried too, so she might kind of come down and insist that they gather to her. So can they? There we go. And as long as they're being watched over, they'll all stay warm. And oh, that's right. Emmy was going to head over to the other side. I remember now. So we're going to go ahead and let Emmy kind of jump this way. And she's just feeling really adventurous. And little does she know, down on the other side of the mountain, the perfect mate for Emmy, carrying the panda pattern, is waiting for her. So we'll have to see if that romance can happen. Have to keep at least 4 creatures together now to be able to keep them warm enough. And we did lose a female. An elder female has passed away. And I wonder if Lacuna should be having any more babies. I feel like we have some good babies. We do have little Bardo. Wow, he mutated a lot of cool things. He has F and K immunity. Bardo, nice. And he's got those mega horns. He already has Cracker Jaw. Hey, darn it. You have shared immunity a little bit too much with Doe, or else. Wait. Do Bardo and Doe have any shared immunity? Hey, Doe, hold still for a second. Come over here so I can see you better. And then let's see, can I clear away? There we go. We'll clear away some of the snow. So we have Bardo, and then we have Doe. Aw, man, they share immunity F. Okay, so I think that Moose is thinking that he wants to woo Lacuna because we need more females that carry his horns. Probably should still try breeding him, even if we have quite a few creatures now who carry his mega horns. And Tata, what the heck am I going to do with you? I feel like he would kind of playfully scratch at these nests, which isn't really going to hurt anything because that's going to let us gather up resources. And I feel like Bullwinkle wants to kind of scooch around and look for some food. So his mom would join him. We'll keep everybody in a group of 4 so that they stay warm and don't freeze. And I think we'll do okay. All right. Anybody on a nest? Oh yeah. My rogue pregnant Lily, who's pretty put out about this situation. Whirlwind romance with the wrong guy. And let's see. Oh, another boy! We're getting a lot of boys again in this tribe. I'm always very worried about the number of boys versus girls. We seem to struggle with that in the Ukier tribe. Oh, and that reminds me! You guys! I need those of you who may remember... Oh, dear. Well, this is a bit of a predator problem. What are you guys doing? Like, breeding? This isn't really, like, it's not going to bother half my tribe, but the other half my tribe, like, really wouldn't benefit from having a bunch of predators just showing up in the snows like this, that's for sure. And we're starting to run a little low on food, so I need to more aggressively collect food. But that does remind me, you guys, I need your help at coming up with a great list of all of the niche gods, goddesses, and lore that we have used in our series so far across many of the tribes, because I want to start referring to them in the future. I'm going to have a really special document that will hopefully even link to the episodes if we can dig them up as a community of when that person was born, when that creature was born, and what they did with their lives. And I would really love to be able to build a big list like that to share with you guys, just like I've shared the tribes with you, and I think that could make it really fun and interesting. So we know about Yuki/Lala, who happens to be the god that can take on either gender. That is the god of fertility for the Ukier tribe, emerging from the snows and granting us twins and high fertility. It'd be really cool if you could have the occasional triplet, actually. That would be kind of awesome. But we know about Yuki, and we know about Cookie, if you guys remember our cookie tree. We know about the Doli and the Seers of the Sea. So if you guys can help me come up with a list like that, we'll compile it together and we'll start referring to those guys a lot more often to weave our stories a little bit tighter. And then I won't have to explain who they are. I can just like point you guys to the list a lot faster. But all right, enough of my rambling. Let's see what we're going to do. We've got some really high snow and then like no snow. It'd be interesting if there was some sort of avalanche thing. And we do have a little bit of a problem with predators emerging. Maybe they're being driven to trying to find food now that there's a little bit of a lack of food. Let's see. Oh, but there's some food over here. And I feel like these two wouldn't really care about these predators and would just ignore them. Nothing the predators do can hurt them after all. And then let's come over here. And I feel like Jacose, let's see, we'll build a nest and we'll have Zintha step over here. And I just feel like Black Rosie would want to try to keep the snow down and away from her nest. So this little family is doing quite well. These two might come in from the cold once they collect up some of the crabs. So let's see. We'll have Taida grab the crab. And I feel like now that they have done their fishing at sea in the bitter cold, they've collected up the crab and are climbing back up under the tree. They really are becoming like protective family trees with the snow, and curled up with the rest of the pack to be able to recover from the cold. And we will be moving on to new tribes in the future, just the official update has not yet arrived. So that is why we're having some fun. Zoro, what are you going to do with yourself? He is really a handsome guy, and I would love to see his genetics passed on. I gotta think about who I would breed him with. Zoro actually could breed with Hyla now that I see it, but I don't know, maybe I'll save Zoro for somebody who happens to have the moose antlers. We'll have to see. Anyway, point of this story is we will be moving on with this particular tribe, and we will be, oh poor Yaminka, he can't really do anything, so I might just have to have him move over here for now. But we will be moving on with this particular tribe, and we will be seeing what they'll be able to accomplish on the other islands, and we will be making a new tribe and not just sticking to the Yukiers, but I'm waiting for the official new update to arrive, and that's when we'll do that. And a lot of you guys are super attached to the Yukiers, want to see their adventure continue, so we will do so. Alright, so that means I need to stop rambling. Sorry, I get really excited about all these new ideas. Alright, so let's have Emmy start climbing her way down the mountain, not really sure why, but seeking out a family that she really can feel part of. Little does Azuki know that she's coming his way. And then we've got these little ones. Kusi is gathering up some pieces. Sumi, I think, is worried about his brother getting a little cold, but also like doesn't want to budge from under the tree because it's really cold right now. Zune is going to protect his sons by keeping the snows down. Ithi is, let's see, I think Ithi's curious about little Tuvok, so Ithi and Tuvok will probably play together. I think Tuvok is okay wandering that far. And Anari, meanwhile, will scooch her up here. Anari and Taigir, there we go, have been able to have their wondrous romance really start to take hold, which might make Lily a little jealous, to be completely honest, because Lily doesn't really have anybody in her life except her new son, Nuvan. And what actually are our two rogueborn? Okay, now he's not Nuvan, his name is W, until I fix that. Alright, let's go with Kupo? Oh my gosh, yeah, let's go with Kupo. You're part Moogle now, child. There you are. Alright, so it's kind of funny how many references with Rocky and Bullwinkle and with Tuvok and now Kupo we've got hidden inside of the Yukir tribe, this particular island. But Kupo can do a little bit of fishing, some strength, some collecting, same as Tuvok. Do they have anything that's really terrible? They're kind of hauling around those short-sighted eyes. So really, I think they're just kind of going to be little ones that will keep near us. There we go. We'll have Lily sort of knock down some more nuts. There always seems to be more nuts here. And I think I'm going to have Zune like bury his female mate that he had. There we go, Coriana. All right, and we don't want to let everybody get too far apart, but I'll move Taigir down here to make sure that Tuvok stays warm. Should be good. What the heck am I going to do? It's kind of inconvenient to not really be able to move everybody around. Zoro, do you see? Oh, our rogue is coming back. Oh no. All right, Zoro's kind of near a bunny. And Yaminka is sort of near a bunny. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of food over here, actually, in the way of clams. So we might let them go ahead and dig around for clams. And then Moose, I think, is very proud and wants to see more of his own children born. And Doe is old enough, guys. She can have some babies soon. So I think Neo is just like clawing at the snow. And Takel is running around like, hey, what's this? And he's probably super excited about the hot springs. So we might have Doe and Takel have a child very, very soon. I'm going to have Lacuna. Kind of want to have her scooch back up here because this is a really good spot to be able to have a nest and a mate. So let me see if I can get some creatures this way and clear the snow down a little bit. Lacuna! This is a good spot up here. How far can you go? About this far. That's as far as she can go before she can't reach her nest anymore. Alright, there we go. We'll have Moose kind of push the snow aside with his antlers, clearing the way so that Lacuna can have another child. That'll be pretty exciting. Alright, so what are you predators gonna do, huh? Oh, the snow stopped. Whoa! So much damage! No! Oh no! We have that many frozen Lana! I don't want these ones to suffer. Takel, get into the hot springs. Okay, he's okay. And I think Doe would rush over like, what's wrong with you? And then maybe a steamy romance. Maybe. Nope. Yep, there we go. All right, so they're going to have a child. Yes, and we have another female. We now have another female who is going to be hauling around those mega horns. Fantastic. She also has cracker jaw, which is fantastic. Double digging paw I could do without, but she has armored body recessive and hammer tail recessive. So I think the proud moose has once again welcomed another daughter. So I think that he would be very eager to see even more daughters. So we'll go ahead and possibly have another one right away. And we're going to give this little one the name, I was going to say Bambi, but actually Bambi was a boy. So we're going to go with Kira. That's a pretty name. Just picking at random from the amazing names that you guys leave in the comments oh so often. And then I think Neo is going to be like, what are you guys doing? Oh, there's a whole stump. I think he's excited about the snow. So we'll let Neo run around and clear away things that are in the snow. Bullwinkle, no idea what I'm going to do with you yet, but you've got really awesome genetics with those dots and blue eyes mixed in, buddy. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with Riri. I feel like she's just mostly focused on keeping track of her son. Little Tata, same thing. I don't really know what to do on an island like this where there's not really a lot of mega food sources and the ones we have are kind of claimed. Bartho, can you sniff out anything? Oh, there's a whole nother predator down. What the heck? What the heck-a-doodle? Oh, what the heck? Is that a healing plant? There's a healing plant down there? Oh my. Well, like, I guess we could send them down there and maybe let them fight. I mean, I guess we could do that. Maybe they're a little bit adventurous. I have a feeling that Tata would be a little bit of a troublemaker. So maybe we'll send Bullwinkle, Tata, and Bardo down to go start fighting those predators and clearing out some spots. Because that seems like something very ill-advised that a bunch of young males might do. Alright, so let's see. Emmy is continuing to try to wiggle her way down. Azumi is frozen. So we're going to have his brother... Not Lily. Lily! Lily, you can't be that desperate for love, Lily. You should have waited. What if you have an unhealthy child? There's some consequences to your actions sometimes, madame. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. I need to like isolate her so that we'll send her up here. She was so desperate for love that she tried to force her relationship with Sumi. We can't do that. We can't. That's not the way this works. All right, and Kusi is just gonna like gather up his those little nuts from his little family tree. Tuvok, I'm sorry. I really thought that he was actually the rogue for a second. Oh, and a beautiful baby girl. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, and she carries immunity K and D. Fantastic. Good job, Tiger. Good job, Anari. I didn't know that they would have such a beautiful baby. And we're going to continue to unlock some of the special eyes so that we can get some of the genes that are still held back from us. And let's pick a name for their baby girl. Let's see. We're going to go with, ooh, I really like Zoli. That actually is a very, very pretty one. Anari, welcome into your life, little Zoli. And I kind of like how the ram horns, the long ram horns are starting to take over our purebred armored bodied creatures. All right, so who's freezing to death is actually the next pertinent question. The snow has stopped, so maybe that will kind of ease up now. And I think little Ithy, see, there isn't a lot of food to really dig up, but we're gonna try. And let's see, Anari, I think she'd want to jump over here. We'll go ahead and just like keep her pregnant in case that rogue comes back for now. And let's see, are you guys frozen? Did you get frozen in the ice? All right, well, they're not frozen in the ice. And these two also can't even gather up. Oh wait, Yaminka is frozen in the ice. No, he's just cold. Never mind. All right, well, let's just, okay, come on. You guys who can collect clams, get on down here. And now you're all in a big, comfy family group and should be able to take care of each other. And there is a little rabbit right up here. Gotcha. All right, well, at least we managed to get that much too. So, all right, they're warm. So they warm up pretty quickly. You just kind of, well, actually Zoro is still cold. But they do seem to warm up pretty quickly once you get them moving. All right, we have Taida and Gregorius. They're both frozen. I think Zinta will come down. Now she's unfrozen Andragorius, and he can unfreeze Taida. You guys waited too long. You spent too long crab hunting, and you got frozen. Holy moly, we have a Lame? What a horrible name for a little girl. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to rename her Okal, because that's a very, very pretty name. So let's go with Okal. There we go. And she's beautiful. I love the lineage that this group is having. They're healthy, extremely fertile on Okal's behalf, and just doing great. So, all right, you know, honestly, I think the only thing that we're really sticking on this island and sort of waiting for, whoops, and I'm definitely making the tribes way too big now. I probably need to ease up the size of our tribe soon. But the only thing we're kind of, oh no, and Reina and Lana are both frozen down there. I forgot. But we're going to see what Doe's and Takel's baby is going to be like. And we need about 2 who either display those mega moose antlers or at least have them in their recessive. Then we'll grab 3 of the beautiful babies that have been born on the island. I can't believe there's so many predators. And we will pull them onto this port probably either, if not next time, the time after that, and move on, because there's something to be said about the excitement of conquering island after island with the Yukirs, and we still have 2 other genetics that we haven't even seen, let alone the 3 left from the prehistoric genes in the ice blocks that we need to weave into the family tree. So there's a lot left. I'm really excited that you guys are happy to get to know the creatures on a more individual level again. Pardon me as I get into the flow of identifying them. I thought we would be leaving the Yukirs a lot sooner than this, because I thought we would be more focused on rushing to the next update, but the update isn't out yet, so I'm going to spend a little bit more time with the Yukirs, and actually I would love just to follow their story a while longer now that I know how much you guys actually enjoy them, and see if we can ever conquer all the islands and wander from island to island with them. Now that I know how to back up the save files, that can happen now. And if you guys have been playing with the Yukirs save files, please let me know how it's been going. I would really, really love to know if you've been having a good time, if you've been able to discover more things, if anybody had a really amazing baby, if you had a rebirth of Yuki. I would absolutely adore to know those things. So let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.